2015 Dodge Challenger RT. It's a boat. God bless this boat. So, last year I drove my buddy Edwin's 2015 Challenger. It was his daily and a V6 SXT model. A perfectly fine cruiser. So, it was only a matter of time before I got to experience the next level of Challenger, the RT. This Challenger is often forgotten amongst the V8 Challengers, with your Hellcats and Demons and Red Eyes long since overshadowing the lowly Hemi. But is that a bad thing? The 5.7 is a tired and true engine, and it makes for a good baseline for a modern V8 muscle car. It makes the noises you want, it looks the part, and will happily smoke tires. The RT is the next evolution of the Challenger chain, and it's time to finally get a taste of that good old American muscle. As mentioned in my previous video, the Challenger was reintroduced in 2009 to take on the retro reimagined Mustang and Camaro. In that regard, the Challenger beats the two of them in the retro looks department, as it most closely looks like a car from that era. The hidden bumpers, short overhang, long nose, raised haunches, and the unobstructed side window area is all proudly to remember the good old days. The sublime green jumps out and grabs your attention. The spoiler hints at speeds of the naughty variety. This is the 2015 refresh model, and sports the newly introduced split grille that throws back to the 1971 Challenger. Inside is much more modern, but there's plenty of fake chrome and metal bits to fool you into thinking this is retro. The dual gauges are a nice touch, and the large screen in between gives you easy to read information. Under the hood, the 5.7-liter Hemi V8 is tucked away in a surprisingly cramped engine bay. It sits really far back in the firewall. Just look how far away the brake booster is from underneath the hood. And there's a crap ton of overhang in front of the engine. The strut towers also don't help, jutting in from the sides. On top of that, it's surprisingly quiet on the inside. Only when you stomp on the gas will you hear the Hemi scream to life. Things are better on the outside, as pedestrians will have no problem hearing you hitting the loud pedal and being an overgrown man-child. It's one of my gripes. I am a man-child. I want to hear that Hemi sing. I guess things are better on the faster SRT models, but yeah, I wish to be obnoxious when driving this obnoxiously green car. Oh yeah, the green. Let's talk about the green, and let's talk about FCA having all sorts of fun color choices across all of their cars. This is something you really can't knock FCA for. While most automakers are taking away color options, as most people are born and often buy black, white, or silver, FCA has said, let's look at the Challenger's color options for the year. You have your grays, your silvers, blacks, and whites, and blues and reds. Then there's Sublime Green. Just sitting there in the infield in New Hampshire Motor Speedway, flipping the bird at the tower. This is such a shouty color, and I love it for that. And this isn't limited to the Challenger. Remember that Jeep Renegade I drove a couple summers back? That Omaha orange was a fantastic color. FCA has truly led the way with good colors, and you really have to give them credit for being able to sell them. People are tired of blending in with everything at Walmart, and that shouty and unique colors are starting to be in again is just simply awesome. Anyways, back to driving the RT Challenger. Despite being on the low end of the Hemi totem pole for the Challenger lineup, it still gives you those good V8 muscle car feels. Stomp on it on a back road, and it lifts its nose and squats the rear. Stop on it around the corner, the V8 noises and chirping tires. Turn off traction control, And around she goes in glorious screaming American V8 smoky goodness. The 5.7-liter Hemi, with its 372 horsepower and 400 foot-pounds of torque, makes this big, hulking behemoth of a car somewhat agile when you get those wheels turning. Would any one of the more powerful SRT models be more fun? Hell yeah, but here on these back roads around Fort Worth, this is more than enough power without easily throwing yourself into trouble. Despite getting on the happy pedal and letting all that freedom out, I felt surprisingly in control. The RT stays planted and points in any direction you want. This is an incredibly good car to have some occasional fun in, and I do give it that credit. However, what I don't give it credit for is what I complained about last year with the SXT, and it's that the Challenger is just too damn big. There's a reason why they keep on throwing power at it, and it's because the Mustang and the Camaro are simply better at being sports cars. Yeah, just shout at me in the comments. Remember, the original pony cars weren't boats. Yeah, you had boats like the Charger, but the Challenger was a smallish, for American cars at the time, pony car squared aimlessly at the Mustang, and it often took the Mustang to lunch at Trans Am events. The current Challenger, while cool, is just too damn big. It's a boat. It feels nimble when you have the space to play, but maneuvering in a tight parking lot? No bueno. Tight country road? Nope. Nosing out so you can see at a somewhat blind intersection? Risky because all of that car in front of you just juts out into the highway. Some jackhole in an Expedition that doesn't know how to stop at an intersection? Hopefully you have room to get by, because I was really worried this dude was going to be angled just right so I couldn't get by. I worried about curbing the wheels constantly on this thing. It has such a large presence that I really don't know if I could live with it. I could live with a truck because you could use a truck. This is a personal sports muscle car thing that's meant to have fun, and yeah, a large truck or SUV you expect to be big because you're gonna use it. This is just big for being big. It's not a good choice. This isn't 1973 anymore, and this is partly due to the fact that it's sitting on the full-size Charger sedan architecture, which in itself is 90s Mercedes architecture. Anyways, I'm rambling now. What makes things worse is that it's kind of claustrophobic inside. That aggressively retro styling looks cool on the outside, but yeah, good luck seeing out the back of this thing. The dash and center console feel just big, and I just felt like I don't have much space inside this giant-ass car. Yeah, I'm tall and I'm fat, but the point remains. I feel the space isn't used efficiently. The back seat is kind of cramped, which is what I expect, but holy shit, the trunk is freakishly huge. Like a proper land yacht. I could easily lay down in there. So at least you have that. Also, why is the trunk lid so heavy? I was really surprised at how heavy it was. I know it has a spoiler on it, but god dang, it actually took some effort to lift up. But yeah, car too big, car too small inside, car fun. 2015 Dodge Challenger RT in Sublime Green is a fantastic entry point into American muscle. Yeah, it has FCA assembly issues, but come on. You can't not have a smile on your face while driving this car. Despite its size and packaging issues, it's easy to drive hard, and honestly, while I felt it could have more space inside, it's still comfortable. Again, my buddy Edwin, with his V6 from last year, used that car as a daily up until very recently. The only reason he changed his daily? Because he needed something that could use that large space more efficiently. And he used that car to comfortably rack up highway miles. With the RT, I can see those highway miles just melting away with the push of your right foot. This is a fantastic road trip car. FCA may have its issues, but at least it got this right. 2015 Dodge Challenger RT, a truly American car for American highways. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you once again for watching another episode of Wookie Drives. Surprise! It's another Turo rental episode from my trip to Texas. This one's filming kind of got cramped into a quick time period, so apologies for any of my normally crappy photography and video being even more crappy. But anyways, it was a fun experience. Glad I got to drive this car. Anyways, if you have a car or truck you'd like to see on the show, and you happen to be in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, feel free to message the official Facebook page at facebook.com/Wookie Drives. If more Wookie shenanigans and rants and raves are more your thing, be sure to follow my Twitter and Instagram at WookieAutomoTV. Anyways, be sure to like the video, leave a comment, share with your friends, and hit that subscribe button for more Wookie content. Lastly, thank you so much for watching, and have a good night.
Nature, it's natural, it's beautiful, it's serene.
It's boring.
Make friends with Mother Nature. Snap into a Slim Jim. Nature, ain't it grand?
Got any more Slim Jims?
Oh, yeah.